Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets, and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
I just have one question for y'all. Are you ready for training camp?
Yeah.
Are you ready? I need to know.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of
I'm ready.
preparation have you been doing?
I lifted today, so I
did
feel
not.
good.
There we go.
Yep, it's going to screw up my lifting. I know that
Oh,
because,
no.
8 to 10, 15, and then we got the show, so I'm going to have to figure out
Yeah, figure out. You
the
can
new
get up at
schedule.
4 a.m. like Lauren
I know
does.
what my diet's going to be tomorrow. Chili. Fan
yeah,
camp will be
fan
out there
camp
with a bunch of
chili.
chili, man. Can't wait for that. But, yeah, it's going to be a great camp.
I think so too, and I'm ready in the sense of we have been talking about the same storylines now for quite some time.
Yes.
Yep.
And we've had a lot of them to get to, for sure, starting with, of course, Doug Peterson being fired.
Yeah. Imagine
But
if we didn't have Gladstone and Liam Cohen and all like this
I don't want
offseason.
to.
Wow. Well,
Because then you wouldn't have, I don't think
But
Trent Baalke would
Travis
have traded
Hunter
up to
wouldn't
get
be
Travis
here.
Hunter. He would
Yeah,
have traded
right.
back
Yeah.
and gotten Mason
Somebody
Graham.
with long arms.
Yeah, Mason Graham probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun, but I'm tired of kind of the same player storylines,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to move those forward and for us to actually talk about players
Football?
on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, and not just videos of running down the field on air catching footballs. So exciting,
Which
isn't it?
I
Look how
love
fast they
those.
are.
Get some-
wow, they can run
some
fast
stats.
and they
Thank you.
catch.
Thank you,
They
De'Ami
can
Brown,
catch the
for the
ball.
That's
content.
incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed by that.
Thank you, Travis Hunter, for the content. I
Yeah.
watched all 10 minutes of that at Episcopal High School. I wasn't
cut it
quite
at 5.
sure. I wasn't quite sure why
Like,
they
I had
did
enough.
Episcopal and not Bishop Kenny, since Bishop Kenny, is right on
Yeah.
the river and overlooks the
Right.
stadium. But no, Episcopal was great and served as the host of training camp a few years
Yeah.
ago.
That's right.
But I'm excited to finally see what we've been discussing for so long actually play out on the field. But so let's talk about which veteran do you think will make the biggest impact on this team. I'm going to say you can't have any of the obvious answers. You
Yeah.
can't take the quarterback,
Okay.
and you can't take Josh Hines out.
We're hoping he's making the biggest
They weren't-
impact
they
on the
weren't-
field.
Yeah, but they weren't my. They
All right, who you got, Tom?
And you said it, you can't pick who else?
Yeah,
You can't
who
pick
else?
Josh Hines Allen.
Oh,
Anybody
okay,
else
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't pick? Just
Yeah,
so I know.
Lauren.
No, you can take
Give
any.
us your instructions.
Okay. No, it's cool. No, I get it. I mean,
No obvious
yeah.
answers. This is
Yeah.
a 2-hour sports talk radio show. I can't be dealing with obvious answers.
Yeah, I'm going Eric Armstead.
Okay.
I just think him moving inside is going to be critical for this defense, and it's going to open up so many things for our pass rushers, and him included. And I think he needs to be more vocal. I think he needs to put some guys, and I think Josh does too, but we can't pick him. But they got to be vocal, man. This is the year to turn it around. You got to turn this around. I was just talking to my podcast. Other than 2022, we've stunk since 2018.
Yeah.
It's been terrible. It's just not good enough, man. So, yeah, I'm expecting a guy like Aaron Garbstead to say, hey, enough's enough. I'm moving inside. I'm going to help all your guys out, and we're going to make this defense one of the better defenses in the game.
I like it, Taylor.
Yeah, I actually had Eric Armstead. I'll list another one, but there's a couple notes that I wanted to make on Eric Armstead. So in 2023, obviously before Armstead got here, he was tied 5th best when it comes to that pass rush grade with the pressures, hits, hurries, all of those things combined. The only guys ahead of him that year were Dexter Lawrence, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, DeForest Buckner, and then he was tied with Javon Hargrave. So I think that right there alone shows the capabilities of where Eric Armstead can sit when you actually are playing him in the right position, one. And there's guys around because we know he was on a defense that had a lot of other pieces with a Nick Bosa and a long list of other guys that were helping him out. And so you're hoping that now you do have those pieces. Obviously, Josh Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker, can be those edge guys that can add help, but can Mason Smith take that next step and add even more pass rush in the middle? So that's one thing. But when you look at the guys last year that set a top for the 2024, when it came to those defensive linemen, that wasn't edges, by the way, just like the interior defensive linemen, which, by the way, he only played like 11 snaps outside in 2023, and that's why it was so weird to me that they kept forcing that narrative last year with him because he barely played there the year before. But if you look at the guys from last year, it correlates actually pretty well with the best teams in football when it came to getting to the quarterback in general. The guys that had the interior guys that kind of took it to that next level. The 3 interior D linemen for the Eagles all on the list in the top 10. So when you're talking about a Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, and then Moro Ajomo, all of them were there. The other guys, Chris Jones is behind that, Cam Hayward, and then John Franklin Myers for Denver. And the Denver led the league in sacks last year.
Yeah.
And that was something that I think you noticed big time. Guys like that, once you started getting those guys in the middle, adding pressure, it helps your guys big time. So I love the Eric Armstead answer.
Yep.
That's a big one for me. Just to go be different in this, I will say Tyson Campbell. I think that when Tyson Campbell is healthy and on the field, he has the ability, and we've seen it, to be able to be one of the better corners in the league. And now you have some question marks across still, because is it going to be Monteric Brown? Is it going to be, how much is Travis Hunter going to be there? Is Jarian going to win that job? You have a new guy in Jordan Lewis playing nickel now, and yes, he played very well last year. How well do all these mesh together? Tyson's going to have to take control of that group and really be a leader in the secondary. It was one of the worst in the NFL last year, and you can't have that happen again.
And he's physical too.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like Tyson Campbell. He brings some physicality to that position, especially when the run is coming his way, and he's got the force. He did that plenty.
And he's had a great offseason, which is good news. And
Yeah.
I hope he stays healthy. We need him healthy for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
to me, it's an easy answer. Patrick McCarry, because the
Okay.
offensive line, they didn't have any road graders in there in the interior last year, and I do think that the offensive line, we've talked about it ad nauseum, has to play better. Or even if Trevor Lawrence is taking the next step, if he's getting crushed back there and doesn't have enough time to throw, we're not going to find out how fast Travis Hunter is alongside Brian Thomas Jr. and De'Ami Brown. So to me, it's got to be, I could have also said maybe Robert Hainsey, because he is the center, and he and Trevor have to have good chemistry, and again, in the interior of that line. But to me, McCarry is the one that they paid the biggest bucks to as far as the free agent offensive line.
Well, listen, him and McCarry and Hainsey could go together, right? Because they're new. Yeah. They got to set that tone. They got to work together.
Kumbaya, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how it kind of starts, right? Two guys are like so fired up, and then they get the third guy, and then the next thing you know, all five offensive line are ready to kill people, which is how they should perform out there on the field. I'll go back to Armstead and Mason Smith. He can get Mason going, man. That's got to be part of his. Because think about it, those two together are just phenomenal. Part of those guys, some of those guys you mentioned, Hargrave and Buckner were teammates of Armstead's, like next to him. Like I mean, they were still
so
that
feed
good.
off of each other and that, but also you want that, and that's part of having that leader side of it too, the veteran side. How much can Eric Armstead teach Mason Smith now that he's going to be beside him on the majority of the time now?
I think what he's got to teach him is staying in shape.
Yep.
Stay strong, stay in shape, take care of your body, make sure that you're doing the right things off the field, on the field, and all of that, and you're going to have a long, really good career. That guy, I'm telling you, Mason Smith's got the potential to be a really tough defensive lineman in the game for a long time, I think.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. All right, so most people know we're headed back to Vegas, not once but twice this year. The first time will be next month. It is right around the corner, really a month away. Yeah. And Kyle Moats won Circa Survivor in 2023. Kyle came out to Vegas for the Jags-Raiders game last year, so we got to meet him there and have so much fun. Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on. Excited to be here. Listen to you guys every day. So,
well, thank you.
We so appreciate it.
Yes.
So I've already had multiple different friends ask me to go ahead and put kind of the money in for them while we're in Vegas for Circa Survivor. Yep. So I want you to walk people through the process, and certainly you know it better than anyone else. If someone wants to participate but they can't actually go to Nevada, can they pay someone like you to put their money in and then them play back in Jacks?
Yeah, so kind of a few things, right? And I think you guys have said it on your advertisements. Somebody in your group has to go to Nevada, sign up in person. Once you sign up, you can use a proxy and play from anywhere.
Okay.
Kind of to your friend's question, when you do the entry form, there's only one name that can be on that form. So let's say your friends get in it, somebody wins. You got to trust that friend enough to say, hey, when it's payout time.
Have some sort of contract, maybe.
I also owe these three people money, and Circa will then say, okay, we'll give them a cut of the payout too.
Okay,
so yeah, that's possible.
Did you register for your team, and how many people were on your team?
So me and a good buddy of mine do it together. So just me and one other person. It was under my name. Did not run off to any foreign country before. We went back out together, and we split it 50-50.
And what was the pot in 2023?
So there was almost 9,500. I think it was right around 9.4 million. And there were 4 entries, so each entry got right around 2.4 million.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations again.
Congrats.
Yes, thank you.
So what did that look like on a week-to-week basis for you two? Like, did you pick a week, he picked a week, or were you guys collaborative every week? How did that go?
We are collaborative every week.
Okay.
So basically starting on Monday, we'll start saying, hey, here are the 5, 6, 7 teams we think might give us a chance to win. And I think you guys know, but once you pick one team, you can't use them again.
Use them again, right. Yeah.
And the way Circa does it, it's a 20-week season. Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day is its own week.
Okay.
So you got to have 2 picks. So as you go throughout the contest, you're going to have less and less entries available. So on Monday, we start throwing out the teams we like. Tuesday, Wednesday, we narrow it down. Thursday, Friday, we probably have 2 or 3 that we really like. And then Saturday morning, it comes time to put the pick in, and then you got to roll with it.
Is the first pick the hardest?
It is.
First week?
It is.
Have y'all looked at
because
the week 1 slate? It's
By the
difficult,
way.
by the
it's
way.
not easy.
I've already broken it down.
And the funny thing is, the year before, we did 2 survivor entries.
Okay.
And we lost both in week 1. The Bears.
Oh, no. Sorry.
the
No.
49ers.
Sorry, we won. The Bears
Yes,
won.
yes, we had the 49ers.
sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
Used to losing.
So we lost literally both entries week 1 the year
Okay.
before, and then we came back the next year, had 1 entry, and somehow made it all the way. So
Wow,
And
that's
did you
awesome.
win the entire pot, just the 2 of you?
no, there were 4 entries.
There were 4
total.
totals,
Okay.
right,
Split,
okay.
split the pot up. Yeah.
So for that one, because there's the multiple ways. Obviously, you can go 20-0, and if that's the case, if you're the person, you win everything. If it's split, you split it. But if multiple people get out before that, so let's say week 18, there's 5 groups left, and all 5 lose, then all 5 of those would win in that
Exactly.
week.
It ends right
Did
there.
it go to all 20? It was
It did. It went
that
to the
whole
very
season.
final week. I think Christmas
Wow.
Eve, if I remember correctly, the Patriots went in and upset the Broncos, and it went from like 13 entries to 4.
Nice.
And there was only 2 weeks left after that, and all 4 had won the last 2 weeks. So
Okay.
made it all
Sleepless
the way.
nights.
I know. I was like, I'd be
Yes,
so
it was.
nervous.
Like, how
It was
many
one heck of a
people?
Christmas.
How many people in your friend group and family at this point in that that year in 2023 understand what's at stake?
Only my immediate friend group and a few people in my family. Not everybody knew.
Yeah.
They knew we were in the contest, but not that we were still alive and what was on the line. So
How much research every week, or even throughout the year? I mean, it sounds like we were talking off the air. Like it could be kind of like a part-time to
it's a
full-time
lot.
job.
It's a part-time
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
My boss is great. He knows what's going on. So,
Did you have to cut him in? No.
maybe next time. But it's, I mean, early in the year, it's not as much because you have more teams to choose from.
Right.
But as you get closer and closer to the end, it's, 12 plus hour.
So what do you listen to podcasts?
Listen
I
to
mean, reading?
podcasts,
What do you do?
follow every single beat writer for every single NFL team. You listen to VSiN. You've seen
Yeah.
the network out there at Circa. It's just nonstop information with the NFL.
Yeah.
It's all the time. So
Wow.
we try to consider everything possible.
Yeah, Kyle
That's
Notes
cool.
with us, Circa Survivor 2023 champion. I joined VSiN last year and just totally told them that the Jaguars were going to beat the Raiders. Had a much better roster. I basically guaranteed
How'd
it.
that work out?
Yeah, not well.
yeah.
I'm surprised they're having us back.
May or may not have had a couple of drinks already by that point.
It was a barn burner of a game, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe like a
Oh,
total
yeah.
of 20 points. So.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So now you've been obviously to Vegas. So how many times have you been to Vegas now?
Oh, total. So me and my family, we started going every bye week before Florida, Georgia. We're big Gator fans.
Okay.
Okay.
So we go out the week before, spend the week in the sportsbook all day Saturday. So I've probably been to Vegas 15, 20 times.
Yeah.
Because the bye week, obviously, to your point, you don't have to pay attention to Florida.
Gators,
Yeah.
Georgia
exactly.
playing that
Yeah.
weekend, but yeah.
Yeah, so a lot.
Yeah. So, what are some of your favorite things to do out there? We've talked a ton about casino, Circa Casino and Resort, because obviously it's fantastic. All the restaurants in there, the stadium swim, all of the things. And you've experienced that side of it. What were some of your favorite things?
So to be honest, favorite thing to do out there is play golf.
Okay.
There's beautiful golf courses everywhere. If you like hiking, you can go do that. Even if you don't like to gamble, Vegas is a fun town. There's restaurants everywhere, shows, anything and everything you want to do is out there. But my favorite thing to do is play golf. Yeah, trouble too.
Sin City.
If you
Now,
want.
now they have multiple country bars, so I'm very
Yes.
excited.
Yeah.
Jason
Big
Aldean's
Red,
is
that
new.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Old Red.
Old Red.
Yes, we
Old
went
Red.
there last year.
and now Jason Aldean has a place out there
Okay.
as well.
Oh, cool.
So, Kyle, you're a Jaguars fan.
Big Jaguars fan, yeah.
So, for instance, last year, you knew probably fairly early on the Jaguars weren't great. Did you end up picking them?
We did not use them last year.
That's a sad
good
state
idea.
of affairs.
As you said, at the beginning of the NFL, right? There's always teams you think is going to be really good. Others you don't think are going to be very good, and it's opposite, right?
Yep.
With the Jags and the coaching situation, the dynamic of the locker room, you just couldn't trust them. So it's hard to put, that kind of potential money behind the Jags. So we never used them.
Yeah.
Which that's hard to separate it, but I think it's smart. I wonder how many people went down week one, Tom, when the Bengals lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, no
no one
kidding.
expected that
Right.
to
Yeah.
happen. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that
The
knocked out a ton.
Bengals start with a
It did.
losing record often, though, so maybe some people consider that in then those first 4 or
Yeah.
5 weeks.
Unfortunately, we didn't. We had multiple entries last year, and I think half of ours were on the Bengals to beat the Patriots.
Is that right? What
We went
about
out quickly.
when you look ahead to Carolina, Jacksonville? I mean, a lot of people think this is an easy win. I got them down as a W.
I think
You
it
think it's a lot
could be a
tougher?
W. I think they're about a 3-point favorite right now.
Okay.
In early indications, but Canales has done a lot with the Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bryce Young looked a lot better. Their
Better at
roster's
the end.
improved.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be easy, but I do like the Jags to get a win at home.
Okay.
First game A lot of, unknowns with the Jags and the offense and what they might throw out on the field.
So is that one of your picks for Survivor? Like
I
maybe?
don't know if I'm ready to roll. We'll see.
Kyle's like, you heard that I won. Yeah, it's funny. We went through the entire week 1 schedule with friends, and every time I mentioned a game, we were all like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. And I was like, this is actually really hard week 1.
Yeah.
It's hard. So you guys are getting in.
Lauren you have people that
I have
want to.
2 different ones.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I'm contemplating. I feel like it'll stress me out.
It
To
does
the
give
stress I already have during
It gives
the
you a lot of stress.
playoffs.
The longer it goes, the more stressful it becomes.
I would need a partner because I
Yeah.
got severe forgetfulness, and I would forget during the week.
You
That's
just
a
don't
good
put
thing.
in your entry.
The proxies out there are great. We use a company called Winter Circle Proxy. They'll send you text and emails.
Oh, really? Okay.
2-3 hours before the deadline. Hey, don't forget to submit your pick. So you don't have to worry about that.
They're like, yo, Tommy, you got 1 hour.
Yeah, you got an hour. Get your pick.
Have you played Circa Million in addition to Circa Survivor?
I have. The very first year we found out about the Circa contest, we only did Circa Millions. We did pretty well, but I think you have to be in the top 100 to get money. We didn't quite make that. And then the next year, we started doing both the Millions and the Survivor.
Okay,
yeah,
so you
both are great
recommend,
times.
to people to do both.
Yeah, definitely do both. Like I said, if you like watching football and like gambling, or wagering on football, which I think a lot of people do, it's a fairly minimal investment for a lot of fun and year-long excitement.
And tell us, this will be Tom's first time, our first time this
Mm-hmm.
time around. We've obviously been to Circa, but Tom's first time to Circa. The ultimate football kickoff party. We've been promoting it, but because we haven't been before, I need to know.
So, one of the great things with Circa and the contest is the folks that run Circa, the guy that owns it, Derek Stevens, which I think you guys met, Jeff Benson, Mike Palm, they're all incredibly so nice. I think for the contest weekend, you guys are going out. There's like a champions dinner that takes place, and then after that, there's a massive open bar and kind of kickoff party where they call it a meet and greet, but everybody gets together and it's just all drinks and football, which is hard to beat that combination.
Sounds perfect.
That's nice.
The Champions Dinner, do you wear a blazer and have a menu just like the
they
Masters?
actually give you a blue jacket when you win.
I love that. I love that.
So they ask you to bring your jacket out, wear it, and he takes you to one of his steakhouses.
Oh.
Takes care of the entire thing. He's extremely nice guy.
Yeah,
They
Derek's
are-
fantastic.
Yeah,
Very cool.
They're nice and very generous, and
100%.
it's a fantastic place. Go to circusports.com or our website, 1010xl.com, to learn more. And hopefully everybody comes out next month and has a blast with us.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Go out, have a good time. You
Kyle,
can't beat it.
Thank you so much for
thank
joining
you.
us.
Yeah, thank you so
Kyle.
much for having me on. I look forward to seeing you guys out in August.
Heck
work.
yeah, that's
Jeez.
right. Again, Circa Survivor, Circa Millions. Play them both. It'll be a whole heck
Go
of
win
a
a
lot of
million.
fun.
Come on.
Or
can do
or
it.
win them both
All
and
the
win
millions.
21 million.
Yeah, hit 21 million.
That works
Retire in
too.
January.
Exactly. All right, Tommy's takeaways are next. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Jaguars beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Yeah, I do competitive ice dancing.
What they use on the space shuttle to prevent it from burning up on re-entry.
I do very competitive ice dancing.
On the Frangie Show, weekday afternoons on 1010XL.
Your doctor says your testosterone is normal. Normal for who? Beta males? That's where those lab ranges come from. Male Excel uses optimal levels, where you were at 25, not where outdated mainstream medicine thinks you should be. Our protocol is different. Daily dosing, multiple hormones, personalized to your body, not some insurance company's spreadsheet. This is precision medicine, not sick care. Try MaleExcel.com, free test. Stop being normal. Start being optimal.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, No hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Think you got the ugliest garage floor on the First Coast? Your garage a crack-stained, hot mess? Hold on to your squeegee. Checkmate Coatings is hunting for the worst garage floor out there. And the winner gets a free garage coating makeover. Whoa! Take 10 seconds. Snap a pic of that garage eyesore. Register at checkmatecoatings.com/contests for a chance to win a free floor coating. It's easy. Just snap a quick pic and enter for a chance to win at checkmatecoatings.com/contest. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece. Summertime is busy with graduation parties, summer barbecues, festivities, family gatherings. The month of July, National Carpet Cleaning Month. So Zero Res is offering $45 per room of carpet clean and 20% off air duct cleaning services as well. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call them 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res. It's the week ACC fans learn what direction your team is headed in as we get you closer to the coaches and players. Good. ACC kickoff in Charlotte. Tuned up by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 on 1010XL.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE Neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
It's Christmas in July at Beard's Diamonds. Why not celebrate your anniversary with a stunning eternity band or a pair of diamond stud earrings? Buy now and get up to 40% off. Don't miss this annual event. Best prices of the year store-wide. And remember, Beard's Diamonds is your local jeweler with over 4 decades of delivering the best value, the best quality, and the best overall experience. With no commission salespeople, no corporate sales quotas, and no nonsense pricing. Beard's Diamonds at the shops at Town Center. Shop local. Shop Beard's.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Thanks again to Kyle Moats for hanging out with us today, the 2023 Circa Survivor winner. And again, you can play. All you have to do is go to Nevada and register to enter, whether you want to enter Circa Million or Circa Survivor. And at the end of the day, you could win up to $21 million. You just have to register, like I said, somewhere in the state of Nevada at a Circa Sportsbook. And then you get to play from here. It's going to be an absolute blast next month. Literally a month from yesterday. We will be there.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I didn't really know what same when we went last year. We were like, we're going to Circa. We weren't quite sure what was in store, and then we had a blast. I'm sure it's going to be the same exact thing in the sense of having fun. But yeah, open bar. You say open bar in football, and I'm like, this sounds fantastic.
Out in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's no initiation crap we got to go through, right? Like, I can only do so many shots. You know what I'm saying?
No initiation, just absolute enjoyment. No,
That's right.
I really do recommend to people, if you're going to Vegas, even if not necessarily connected to Survivor or Million, but you want to go for Jags Raiders, or you're just going to Vegas, just go see Zach Brown Band in December play the Sphere.
Yeah.
I highly recommend staying at Circa.
Definitely.
It really is an unbelievable place.
Awesome. Can't wait.
It will
Can't wait.
It will be a lot of fun. And look, at the end of the day, too, these contests, now like someone from here
Right
has
here
won.
won. Yeah.
This isn't just, in theory,
Like, that's
somebody
not,
out
people
there
aren't really
wins.
winning $2 million.
Correct.
Yes, they are.
They're
Or mold
9
$2+
million and then
million.
split.
Was that the first millionaire that sat in here ever? Maybe? No?
I mean,
Players wise,
yeah,
we've had players.
Jags play. We've had Jags players come in.
But outside of that,
they're millionaires. Sure.
Tom, you live at the beach, right? You're a millionaire.
That's right. 5 blocks off the beach, those $1 million houses. Watch out, baby.
There you go.
We love where we live. There's no doubt about it.
Same here. All right, time now for Tommy's takeaways.
All right, Tommy's Takeaways brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call today, 506-1256 for your free estimate. All right, we're centered around the Cavender twins. If you know Haley and Hannah Cavender, if you follow them, I guess, but there's a story out there that they both ended up getting new boob job for both of them. Now, there's a story out there. We don't know if it's true yet, but Carson Beck was so distraught after the breakup with one of them that the John Ruiz, the big booster's like, hey, well, let me try to broker this deal back together and get you back together. I don't think it's true, but he supposedly offered them a couple boob jobs. So they got it done. And I'm not bringing it up for that. I just think it's so ridiculous. Like, I mean, they even like there was a little clip where they're like
in the hospital,
like,
getting rolled out.
And then I thought, like, all right, what if some little dude's like, hey, man, I'm going to grow a few inches and, I'm going to get an implant. And I'm like, ew, what are you talking about? But with the ladies, we're like, yes, we love these big old fake boobs, right? I guess. I don't know. It sounds like it anyway. But here's an idea. Cavender twins, go back to basketball. Bring those boobs to the WNBA, and maybe you can save the league. Maybe. Good luck to you. That'll do it for Tommy's Takeaways. Make sure you check out J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. They're veteran-owned and operated, and they're here to serve you.
I think the actual term, Taylor, is breast augmentation.
Whatever. Come on.
They did buy boobs. That's what it is.
Yeah, they bought some boobs.
Yeah.
Better known as boob jobs. I think what's interesting is not just that the twins went ahead and underwent this procedure. And look, that happens all the time, all over our city, state of Florida, the country, what have you.
Yeah.
What have you. More, to me, it was the fact that then they dressed in identical clothes to give an update on, I guess because they're twins, they wanted to, but to give an update on their recovery. And they're like, we walked around Home Goods yesterday. Like, we were just fine.
That's so
and I was like, this is just an odd thing to me. Like, I think you wait a couple weeks. Like, I've had friends that, have this done.
Whatever.
You wait a couple weeks and then you take the bikini pictures and you show everyone.
You're like, here they are.
Right. I don't need to know what you did in between surgery and today.
That's the world we live in now, though. And there are women that, especially that they are the more they have their followers that like to see everything, what they wear and where they go and how they dress and everything that kind of goes on. So there was probably people like, oh, how was it? Did it hurt? How long's recovery? How do you feel? And blah, blah, blah. So they are taking advantage of that moment. But I saw the video you're talking about when they're like in the hospital beds getting like pushed out. And that's where I saw the caption. And it was like the NIL boobs. Is that
yeah, exactly. Sponsored
they're
by.
not even in school now.
They're not.
But it's Carson's NIL deal.
Yeah,
they
right.
gave him boobs for the
Listen,
girlfriend.
I hope it's not true because if Carson Beck's head down in the dumps, you may got to find a new QB, man.
Yeah,
Give
this
me a
might not
break
work
for
too
crying
well.
out loud.
I heard Carson Beck join Joe Coward earlier at ACC kickoff, and he sounds great. He sounds like
Good for him.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
He sounds happy. I have no idea.
Especially the story's true. It's like, yeah, I'm happy. Woo.
No idea if he is still,
sad.
I tell
in a
you, I
relationship
think
with her.
I think that the gymnast out of LSU,
Olivia Dunn.
yeah, she set the standard for all that. Getting the
NIL deal.
yeah, the NIL and being
The
that
endorsement money,
influencer and all that, and of course being connected with Paul up in Pittsburgh, the pitcher Skeens, who's unbelievable. Like, I think people are trying to catch up to her. You know, they're trying to figure out, and I get it. Like, you see that, you're like, well, man, I was a college athlete. I want to figure out a way how I can maximize this whole thing, and I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. I don't see the real appeal in the Cavender twins, but whatever. Were they good basketball players? I know they went to Miami, so they had to be somewhat good. They're from Indiana, I think. But
yeah.
were they good?
We'll ask the text line. The text line has if anybody
Not good
knows,
enough to get into the WNBA, which may not mean anything. Because did you see the other video where the WNBA players were trying to get into a club after the All-Star game and they weren't allowed in? And they're like, "We're with the WNBA," and the boss is like, "Yeah." So, and they literally had to leave the line.
Oh no, I did not see that, but it was funny during the ESPYs and the opening speech. Shane Gillis, he pointed to his friend's wife in the audience and said, "Here's so and so as a WNBA player," and like give her a round of applause. Everybody clapped. And he's like, "She's not a WNBA player. This is my friend's wife."
Yeah.
But it goes
like that shows you guys don't know who they are.
I don't know.
The best part of that whole thing was watching Lauren's face look like, "Are you going to say something wrong here?"
Where is this going?
Lauren was so like, "Oh no, he's gonna blow it."
She's like, "It's only been a week."
Thankfully I knew where you were going with today's Tommy's takeaway, because otherwise, I think I would have heard just the words "boob job," and I would have been like, "Oh, okay, that's where we're going." No, I am all for women if they think that that's going to make them happy and
whatever,
right? But like if you go to Livy Dunn, she definitely is not enhanced surgically,
but her success as a gymnast.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously all the other stuff, but she really, that's her base, right?
She wasn't really. She was never a quote unquote starter. For people who don't know gymnastics, she was only in the rotation, usually on bars. Like she wasn't an all around gymnast, which basically means one of the best.
Right.
Haley Bryant was certainly one of the best that they have. Livy Dunn was, I would say, like a below average gymnast with LSU.
Huh.
But
she didn't look below average when she performed, though.
But yeah, she's gorgeous. And
no, I don't mean that. I mean, like, you've seen the videos where she's flipping around on the floor and doing all that kind of stuff. Like, she can, I don't know. They all look the same.
I know a lot of
gymnastics. She can, like, tell you the scores after. And
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, what went through Simone Biles' head the last time around? Not when she won.
Had the twisties. And that's where you're
kind of like a quarterback seeing ghosts.
It's kind of like a pitcher with or first baseman with the yips or what have you.
You can't throw the ball to first base like a pitcher can't throw the ball.
It's an issue that in like gymnastics, it's a mental thing.
It's amazing. She came back 4 years later, though. It didn't bother her.
I think
a lot of psychotherapy or something.
Yeah, I think she went through a lot of counseling and things like that, which is good. But yeah, so like I said, I'm all for if women want to do that, if nose jobs, boob job, whatever you want to do, if it's going to make you happy, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not raining on that parade. I'm just more laughing at the videos that we posted after.
Yeah.
I had a friend, we're up in Chicago. My friend Joey, Southside Joe, he's great. We're sitting there having a few beers, and he goes, "You ever think of doing any Botox, Tom?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, you got some wrinkles up here." I'm like, "I don't care." Like, so he's like, "Well," I'm like, "Do you do Botox?" He's like, "No comment." I'm like, whatever.
That means yes.
Whatever. That means yes, exactly. I'll keep the wrinkles.
Back to Jaguars football. We started, of course, training camp does begin tomorrow. We started with the veteran that we think, and you can't name Trevor Lawrence or Josh Hines on, the veteran that you think will make the biggest impact in 2025. And certainly we all had different selections. Eric Armstead, we expect to, I think, have at least 5 sacks this year. I would say somewhere around there.
You better, yeah.
At least 5.
That's the floor to me.
Yeah. And then Robert Hainsey, certainly the right guard, or the center, and then the right guard, Patrick McCarry. I expect them to make massive impact if the offensive line is going to be better. Taylor, remind me, you were originally going to do Eric Armstead.
Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, that's right. Tyson Campbell at corner. All right, so let's talk about the rookies. You can't have Travis Hunter, naturally. So, because of course we expect him to make an impact both at wide receiver and at corner. But Taylor, I'll start with you. Your rookie that you think is going to make an immediate impact.
Yeah, there was 2 that I kept going back and forth with here, and I'm going to be. I guess this is more hopeful than anything, and so I'm going to say Wyatt Milam. And I say this because I don't like the offensive line, and I don't think that the fixes they did in free agency will be enough. So wherever that looks, if that's if he's taking over for Ezra Cleveland, wherever he ends up landing on the line. So this is more of a hopeful thought. But from what I've heard and everybody I've talked to with Wyatt Milam, they expect him to be able to pretty quickly play a part on that offensive line. And so if he's beating somebody out, and I've said this before on the show, if he's beating somebody out on this line, then to me that's a positive, because number 1, you drafted really well, but number 2, then I think the line is better.
Yeah.
And so I think that when it comes to that, I was trying to decide between him and Ransaw, because it's the 2 position groups that I have a lot of concerns about. So to me, if something's so bad, then a rookie coming in and playing good already improves that. And that's kind of where my mindset is on Wyatt Milam.
The definition of him is mean and nasty.
Yep.
And I listen, Boston College, we played West Virginia every year, and they were always tough. I mean, they were just a physical, tough football team, especially when they're at home. They were loaded back when we were playing, but I'm going to go with the 7th rounder, LaKent Allen, man. I think if he shows up, if he can show that he can handle third down duties, it just gives you a lot of creativity and flexibility. And I'm not saying they'll move on from anybody, but you could if that comes to fruition, because then you got to figure out if Tank and Bashul can hold on to the football, then they figure that out. And then if this 7th rounder can be your third down back, gives you a lot of creativity, a lot of flexibility with that position group. So I think he could be a key. I had Wyatt too, but you can't do it both. I think Kaiser's got a chance to crack the lineup. I want to see him in pads, man. I want to see him play that linebacker position in pads. And I'm going to. I think it's going to be tough to crack between, because I like Ventrell, I like Devin, and I like Foye, of course. But maybe Jack Kaiser could find a way to get in there and do something a little bit different.
I thought for sure Taylor would pick Jack Kaiser or Caleb Branshaw, one of those two. Yep. But I'll say Bashal Tootin along the same lines, Tom, as far as you picked a running back. But if Travis Etienne doesn't show something early in training camp to this regime, he's still on the team, in my opinion, but I think you're going to start to see the carries be split more between Tank Bigsby and Bashal Tootin. They drafted a guy that's one of the fastest running backs in all of the league. We know that they want speed. Yeah. If he can hold on to the ball, he's got a great opportunity.
Yeah, and I think with both of them, a similar mindset where if they're not starting, we talked yesterday about how the issues with the offensive line the last couple years is because there was nobody behind to push anybody. So I don't think anybody was ever scared they were going to lose their job on the offensive line because they were like, who are you going to put on this? If you have someone like a Wyatt Milam pushing those offensive linemen to say, oh, okay, I have somebody on my back, I don't want to lose my job, maybe we see a little bit more of the toughness side, the work ethic when it comes to, we've talked about Anton being one of those guys. And same with the running back group to me. If Bashal Tootin full on, maybe he's not that one or two, but if he's pushing Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby to be like, oh, we can't lose our starting roles on this offense, then you are doing the job that you're brought into at right now as a rookie.
He laid the ball on the ground 9 times in college. Bashal Tootin. Look, I love the speed too. He showed it in that one practice. Maybe he took off, then we tried to catch him, but he just looked really fast running down the field. And we hope that happens. It's just interesting that they would draft a guy. I get the speed, but that ball security is huge. And you got a guy on your roster that's had trouble with ball security. Travis Etienne doesn't have trouble with ball security. And I think he's that security blanket right now. Until we figure out can either of these two guys, can we consistently count on either Bigsby or Tootin to be the workhorse, to carry the load without turning the ball over? That's going to be key. And picking up the blitz when it's called upon.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I go with running back is because, as we know, Mike Silver was embedded in the Jaguars war room, and he reported that the Jaguars were going to take Ashton Genty if they weren't able to take Travis Hunter. And I'm not saying that means they dislike Travis Etienne or they dislike Tank Bigsby. I think it did show that they didn't have faith in Keelan Robinson, what he could become.
Listen, if they grab Genty, he's number one.
Yeah.
The rest are done. They're done. Like, you're getting rid of somebody. Right. You're not keeping any one of those guys. So then doesn't that get you to think like, well, okay, you know what I mean? Like, so if you grab Genty, somebody's out of here. It might be Tank. It might be Travis. I don't know, because your workhorse now is Ashton Genty, if that's the case. Listen, the running back room, that's another, not a concern, but they got to figure it out and make sure that's a secure position for sure.
Yeah, I think that Genty would have been obviously the best player at that spot too, though. So you wouldn't, if Ashton Genty was sitting there, obviously the trade up didn't happen. Yeah. You weren't going to miss out on a player like that, and you figure out the rest. You're not going to say, oh no, we have too many good running backs on the team.
No, because he'd be better than everybody on the team at that position for sure.
All right, you're 2 to 3 guys. So these are not rookies, obviously, not veterans. These could be certainly a Tank Bigsby now entering year 3. Who do you think, Tom, as far as that position, or not position group, but that age group?
I'll start with Brenton Strange.
Yeah, I
love him. I think he's the perfect Jaguar. Tough, physical, takes no grief from anybody, will play hard the whole time. He's got great skill, runs people over, catches the rock. Yeah. Be interesting to see how they use him in Liam Cohen's offense, but he's definitely a guy. Walker Little, you got to throw in. He's more 4 or 5 years, but he's key. There's no question about that. And then who can I go with? I'll go with Ventrell Miller. I'm going to see Ventrell take that next step, man. He's got a lot of talent, that kid. He's fast. He reads well. He's not afraid to make that Sayal used to do it all the time, shoot a gap and try to make something happen using that speed. So he's just got to be consistent all throughout the entire year. I think he fell off a little bit, but I'm looking for him to have a big year.
Taylor's going to have to at least mention Jarian Jones.
Yeah, Jarian's definitely in my list. Yeah, and that is honestly probably one of the things I'm most excited about in camp is to see that opposite Tyson Campbell and what that looks like, because it was it was a problem last year. It was so frustrating to watch anybody on the field outside of Tyson Campbell in the cornerback room. And then other than obviously Jarian, but he was nickel. So when it talked about that opposite Tyson, there was so many issues. And then now you have guys, you started seeing Monteric, Buster Brown make bigger strides as the season started going. He looked like he was fitting into that role a little bit better. So you have that. You have this little glimpse of what Buster Brown can be. And then you have Jarian, who's been very confident since coming into the league that he can play outside corner in the NFL. So what does that look like? And then you also have Travis Hunter in the mix now of how much he's there. And if he is the best of those three, does that shift their approach into the season? So I just think it's going to be fascinating to watch that group.
It is for sure. And mine's a guy we already talked about in Mason Smith.
Yeah,
I have high confidence that he's probably going to end up starting next to Eric Armstead at some point in time, even if it's not right at the beginning. But I think he's worked his butt off. I think he knows that he let himself down a little bit last year, let the team down, and he has a lot to prove. And we know that once upon a time at LSU, he was one of the 4- or 5-star recruit and one of the best defensive tackles that everyone discussed when it comes to college football. So then he had the knee injury, and that set him back. But, yeah, I think he's going to have a monster year. And certainly the Jaguars could benefit from having some good defensive tackles. I mean, we've got more to do on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
We could have picked any city, but we like it here.
That's all that matters to me.
1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I told you before, my daughter Amber is following the lead of Hacker and Mike and Matt and trying to lose a few pounds with Awaken 180. Well, I got to tell you, she's been amazed at the results. Now get this. She's been in the program 3.5 weeks. She's lost 22.5 pounds. 22. It's hard to believe. And she is so excited. There's nothing better than seeing your kid excited. She said it's so convenient. She raves about her coach, who she speaks with once a week. She said the food's terrific, and she's never hungry. Man, she's found a program that really works, and boy, is she excited. If you want to give it a try, call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's changing my daughter's life. It really is, and it can change yours as well. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com. If you're looking for a transformation, now's the time to call Awaken 180.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today, 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
This summer, you can beat the heat at Best Bet, your premier poker destination. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a first-time card player, you'll find a cool retreat from the summer heat with thrilling games, big payouts, and refreshing drinks. Join us for an unforgettable experience. Cool off and cash in at Best Bet. The stakes are high, the cards are hot, and your chance for fun is guaranteed. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 22nd, 2020, the Orlando Magic take on the LA Clippers in the first 4 scrimmage games at the Walt Disney World campus as part of the NBA season restart.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
As a Florida homeowner, you're no stranger to mosquito problems. And although it's tempting to use DIY methods to get rid of them, mosquitoes are relentless. That's why it's important to enlist the help of the mosquito experts at Florida Pest Control. At Florida Pest Control, we offer specialized treatment solutions that are effective against mosquito infestations and are committed to keeping our customers protected year-round. For your free quote, give us a call or visit flapest.com today. Florida Pest Control, your local mosquito control experts.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
From tonight and a week from tomorrow night, Shania Twain at Daly's Place. Tom, you've been to shows at Daly's Place before, right?
Heck yeah. I love it there.
It's such a fun
Awesome
venue.
venue.
And Shania Twain, I can't wait to see what she wears.
I know.
Honestly, like that's
Me
just-
neither.
I
No, I'm
know.
just kidding.
Is she like the Cavender twins?
Yeah. Do you know what you are wearing yet?
I have not even thought about that. Honestly, I've been
like overthinking it, I think.
Okay. I've been
Because I'm not a
focused
country
on-
girl, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fake it, but I also want to still at least have a little bit of the vibe in there, you know?
Sure. I feel like you'll do fine with like a crop top, some jean shorts, and
I do have a hat that says emo cowgirl.
How should I dress, do you think? What should I
What are you
wear?
going to wear, Tommy?
You sound like my girls. You're like, I'm wearing this hat. I'm wearing this hat. I'm wearing this hat. I'm like, I don't just wear the hat.
That's. I mean, country concerts, especially these days. I don't know if it's in the last like 5 to 10 years or
Yeah.
if it's a social media thing or what, but people now no longer just like wear like a dress and boots. Like it is
it's
a whole
thing. Oh, yeah.
coordinated
It's a big thing now.
But yeah, I've already been thinking about what I'm wearing to training camp. That's been first and foremost. And then also have another concert coming up next month, Riley Green.
Yeah.
And so now I have to plan 2 outfits, Shania Twain and Riley Green, and I'm not
You
complaining.
girls got it tough, let me tell you. You got a tough life.
You'll probably wear
Figuring
what,
out
like a
clothes.
muscle shirt and some shorts?
All my shirts are tight, so, whatever.
Do you have cowboy boots?
No. I'm not a cowboy. I would never get a cowboy. My feet are funny, too, so I don't wear. My brother Bob's a little country-esque, I think. He wears some boots from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll put on the cowboy boots. But
Brian does not wear cowboy boots either.
Yeah, I cannot picture that.
I would.
I don't
love
know if
that,
I've ever
but-
seen Brian and not in flip flops.
Probably not.
Yeah.
If we go to a football game, he'll wear like tennis shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to have my feet secure in public. I'm really weird about that.
I get it.
No, I'm telling, because if anything goes down and you don't got your footing,
Yeah.
you're going to be
You got to
in
take off
trouble.
and run. You got
I
to
know.
make
It's
sure.
funny, when I first got together with my wife, she's like, why are you wearing I'm like, listen, you just never know. I'm going to make sure my feet are nice and secure and I can do what I got to do if I have to do it. I don't want to do it, but,
I understand. We were in Nashville a few years ago celebrating a friend's birthday, and I remember being on the elevator, and my friend and I looked down at this girl's foot, and she was like definitely missing like half a toenail. You could tell she had been out late the night before, and it's like that's why you wear closed-toed shoes. All right, I wanted to mention this. I saw this. Speaking of muscles, Tom. Florida's edge rusher Tyreek Sapp
Okay.
benched 445 pounds this
Wow.
week.
That's a lot of weight.
What's the most you've ever benched?
Oh, nothing like that.
Because mine's 100 pounds.
It's the most I've ever benched. I think 390.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 390. I could I could do 385 easy, but 405 I just could never get by myself. I was more of a I could squat a lot, leg press a ton, all that. Probably that's why my back hurts all the time. It's so stupid because it was I came from the 80s. It was all about how much you lift, how much you bench, how much you squat, how much you curl. All that matter. But I've seen guys whip around like 500 pounds.
Oh.
That's pretty impressive. I've seen guys do reps with 405 like it's nothing. James Stewart's one of them. Kelvin Pritchett's another. Yeah, it was fun. I like watching. Speed and strength, I'm always enamored by because, not everybody has it, and when you can fly. I'll tell you, I think I haven't told on this show, obviously, but Freddie Taylor's rookie year, he got drafted. I'm coming back from an ACL, so I'm out on the grass in the practice field running 40s, just trying to get my 40 down with my assistant strength coach, Jeff Hurd. And Fred comes up, and he's got his shirt off, and he's just jacked. I mean, he's just 230, just ripped muscle and whatnot. He goes, hey, you guys mind if I run a 40? And we're like, yeah, we want to. I said, well, let me get to the end. I want to see him running. I want to see the time. True story. So we're on grass, natural grass. Freddie gets in his stance. And his first 3 steps were like, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. And then a rocket shit hit. And he pulled up at the end.
Oh, no.
No, not because he was hurt. He just didn't finish through the 40.
Okay.
He maybe a step or two.
I hear pulled up, I think.
No. We looked down at the watch. It was a 4.45. So
and he didn't even
try.
finish it.
He didn't even
And it was on grass, which means if it was on a track, it'd be even faster. And we were just like, holy beef. Like, he's on our team. This is going to be great. Holy cow. We were me and the sisters, we were like jumping for joy. Like, holy cow, I can't believe this guy's on our team. It was really quite. So I love that stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, that's fun to watch.
And especially the guys like that when it's the power, strong, and speed. It's my mind can't wrap my head around it. Sometimes some of the guys you'll see, especially when it comes to defensive linemen now. Yep. Some defensive linemen, I'm like, this guy's massive in the way he his initial step, but then when you see him when he does have to run, if it's a pick every now and then you'll see back then. I think of you watched Urlacher. It was slow motion when he would get a pick, or Lance Briggs, and it was in slow motion. And then you have these guys now that are just as powerful, but have the speed to add on to it.
No
and it's
doubt
wild.
about it. Absolutely. I think we've got one in Trayvon Walker.
Yeah.
That guy's
he's
just
one that
everything. I mean, when he returned that fumble, holy cow, you were like, is that a tailback out there? He's pretty shifty and nifty and pretty fast. So he's got it all, man.
Yeah, Taylor and I did our 5 most explosive Jaguars, not necessarily in an order, but the 5 most explosive Jaguars on this roster. Mine were Travis Hunter, Trayvon Walker, Brian Thomas Jr., Tank Bigsby, and Josh Hines-Allen.
Okay. I like those. I like... I
had thought about De'Ami Brown, but I haven't seen it enough yet.
I thought you did put him in there.
I did not, but he was honorable mention.
He was your honorable mention. Yeah.
I think that's a good list. Yeah, that's pretty. And I do think De'Ami Brown should be in there. He looks... I'm telling you, him and you said Agba. I think De'Ami Brown and Emmanuel Agba are going to be the 2 really significant offseason signings this year that are going to help our team tremendously.
And maybe even Gardeck, like we talked about yesterday, the linebacker.
Yeah, for sure.
How did yours differ from mine?
I had Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter, Josh Hines-Allen, Tyson Campbell, and then I had Tank on mine, and then my honorables I had Jarian.
Yeah.
I think we only had one different. Yeah.
Yeah. Tootin will be in there.
Yeah.
He looks explosive. You know, you got to see it on the field, but he looks pretty explosive. Yeah. I mean, those are good lists. I don't know if mine would differ too much.
Yeah. Excited to see them on the field again, on the grass, as this regime likes to call it tomorrow.
Then we took those players and we're like, where do they fit into the AFC South? And there was far too many Texans at the top that would beat out these. And that's what you need to see start changing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Speaking of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, you put out a poll today on X and asked if Brian Thomas Jr. battled Travis Hunter one-on-one in a matchup all game, one-on-one matchup all game, who wins?
Yeah. Well, I was surprised, resounding Brian Thomas.
When I looked at it, it was 93% for Brian Thomas. I thought it would be 60-40, 70-30.
Yeah, well, that's what makes me wonder about, because now people are just giving their opinions. They're like, yeah, no, he's not good on deep line speed, with a receiver. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's fast.
Travis
Hunter, yeah. Like, what are you talking about? He can't run down the sideline. Yeah, he can. He can do that. I'm just worried about, for me with him, is playing that off. And now he's quick twitch. He's all that, right? And he may surprise us all, but that's really hard to defend when you can't dictate at the line of scrimmage, trying to hit him at the line of scrimmage and that kind of thing. But,
yeah, I think because they've seen Brian Thomas Jr. here do it. So that could quickly change 2-3 games in. That poll may flip significantly. Yeah. But you've already seen BTJ do it and pretty quickly at the NFL level. So that probably skewed a lot of people's thoughts.
Listen, to me, even on offense, I think Travis is a nice compliment to Brian Thomas. He's my alpha. He's my number one. I'm going to him more than I go to anybody else. And even Liam said it. Now, granted, I think it was before the draft, but he did say, he's like, our offense, our passing offense is going to run through Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
He watched the film from last year and was like, what? Especially the beginning, the first half when Trevor Lawrence was here. Yep. When we talked about how few targets Brian Thomas Jr. got in first quarters, and then certainly the first half of the season, they didn't realize, I guess, what they had. And it's now looking back, it's like, thank you, Trent Baalke, for just being lucky enough to still get BTJ at 23rd overall, because he traded back from 17 to 23rd. He might not have gotten him.
A lot of people thought he was going to go like 14, 15. So him making it there was a lot of luck involved in that.
We're honestly lucky as an organization that there were those other 3 receivers that people viewed above him, because had it been like this past year's draft, Brian Thomas Jr. would have been the best receiver of the 2025 NFL draft class. All right, Taylor Dahl has a tangent on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
A symphony of sweat, grit, and glory. Dive into the action and live the moments. For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
Lauren Brooks here. I met with the team at Closets by Design earlier today, and I am beyond excited for them to bring their organizational expertise to our closets and laundry room. That's right, not just closets, garages, entertainment centers, laundry rooms, anything you need in your house, they can come help you organize. Just call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Oh yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off during the month of July. Call 904-878-9393 or visit them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Who says there's no free lunch? Join me, Hicken, and Jaguar and Gator legend Fred Taylor for free food and football talk Friday, August 8th at Alhambra Theater. When you hear this...
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Be caller 28 to win a pair of tickets to a free lunch with Fred. Doors open at 11. Jags talk, Gators talk, football talk, including a 1-hour Q&A with Freddie T. And we're buying you lunch. Stay tuned for this sound.
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
To win your tickets, courtesy of Jenkins Hyundai and Genesis of Jacksonville on Atlantic.
Hey, we all know Jacksonville is more than just a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We are a community that takes care of each other. Hey, this is Tom McManus, former Jaguar. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you, and we're veteran-owned and operated. Yeah, that's right. It's J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
It's a magical phone line. Check this out. It brings you things you can't get anywhere else, like insider insight from sports experts. Listen for the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Check. Every day on 1010XL.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Are you living with diabetic neuropathy? That pain and numbness in your hands or feet? What about chronic knee or shoulder pain? Maybe you've tried various treatments, but they've been ineffective. Now there's a solution. Dr. Ferdinand Formoso specializes in advanced pain management and offers breakthrough neuromodulation treatments for those conditions. His innovative treatments target the source of your pain, offering relief where medications may fall short. All procedures are performed outpatient with no hospitalization required. Just a chance for you to feel and live better. If you want to learn more, Dr. Formoso is hosting free informational classes where he'll explain the benefits of neuromodulation therapies and how they can help eliminate your pain. Spaces are limited, so call to reserve your spot now with offices on the South Side, West Side, and Jacksonville Beach. Relief is possible with Formoso spine and joint pain specialists.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey, Scarline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise Free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter, and you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor, climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at atlanticinfinity.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Duck Duck Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. With the Jaguar players now checked into training camp, the first day of practice will be tomorrow. The day will be open to fans for all practices at the Miller Electric Center. Parking lots will open at 7 a.m. Gates open at 7:45. Practice is expected to start at 8:30. July 23rd, 24th, and 25th open to the fans, with the 25th being an exclusive season ticket member day. July 27th will be the NFL Back Together Sunday with a rookie poster giveaway. July 28th will be the first day of full pads. July 29th, August 3rd, and August 5th will also be open to Jaguar fans. Right now, 83 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
10 10XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Born December 3rd, 1948, passed away today at the age of 76. Ozzy Osbourne, one of the most legendary rock singers of all time.
No doubt. God bless you, man. Rest in peace, man. 76 years, still young, but the life he lived is pretty old.
That's what I was like, that man
like
saw some things, did some things.
Yeah, he was incredible. Obviously, Crazy Train, one of his biggest hits, but he had so many. He could even sing the love songs, if you will. Him and Lita Ford did an awesome tune back in the early 90s, maybe, late 80s. He was really good, man. He could do it all.
You said you saw him.
I've seen him, when he was in Jacksonville, which was, maybe 05. He was a little scary, I'll be honest with you. I'm like, he is the Prince of Darkness. Oh, my gosh, I got to get my crucifix out. But he can sing, man. He was great. Mr. Crowley, so many great songs by Ozzy Osbourne. Such a shame.
Definitely.
I mean, my dad was 75 when he died, and I thought he lived a long time, but it's young still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still young. It's it's not super young, obviously, but, man, 76. But again, like the life he lived.
Yeah.
It's amazing he probably lasted that long.
Oh, yeah.
I read he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and so, that's a...
I read somewhere, like, his last tour, he gave most, if not all, the proceeds to, like, a hospital.
Nice.
Or something like that. He didn't take any of the money for himself. Yeah.
I know he just recently performed, which is what's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
And, I would imagine that most people have heard of Ozzy Osbourne, even if they haven't heard of Black Sabbath.
Right.
Like, people...
Yeah, Black
older
Sabbath.
for sure.
War Pigs. Ooh,
Well, that's
a
if you
good
see
one.
the videos from that performance, it was very emotional. So you could tell. I think a lot of people felt this was coming. Like there wasn't because a lot of people were saying like this is his last time performing this specific song, and if there's a lot of clips from the crowd and the crowd's bawling, crying. So I think a lot of maybe diehard fans knew that this was coming. Yeah.
Who did he just play with? Someone very popular that came out and said, "Man, I played with Ozzy. He was like the greatest thing."
I know. I remember seeing clips of this.
Yeah, it was recently.
Young Blood.
Young Blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They're a fun band, too.
Yeah.
Another anyway, he's great. He was awesome. Yes. Rest in peace, bud.
That's right. It feels like we recently heard Billy Joel may not perform again.
Yeah.
And you wonder if we're going to hear.
It's just, isn't it wild how deaths happen like in
threes
or multiple? Like Jamal, the guy from the trial.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, how sad.
Yeah.
Going out in Costa Rica, like going on and then gone, like just like that. 54. I don't know, man. It's just,
that's young.
You know what? You got to live life to the fullest. I mean, what else are you going to do? You know what I mean? I mean, just try to live your best life, and because one day we're all going to be dead. Hopefully go to heaven.
I'm big on that. Live it while you're here.
That's why we're going to Vegas and going to live it up.
To Sin City. It's going to be great.
All right, Taylor Dawes, a tangent. Take it away, Taylor.
All right, we're going to go into, I'm going to give a shout out to Chick-fil-A. And if you've heard me, you know that peach milkshake is out. It's only here through summertime, so it's just here a limited time. So make sure you do swing by Chick-fil-A and get that peach milkshake. It's made with the Chick-fil-A ice cream and peaches. And so it's delicious if you're that after dinner snack type of person. If you just need a little treat during the middle of the day, swing by Chick-fil-A and grab that peach milkshake and maybe some chicken nuggets or a chicken sandwich too, because that's what I would do. I'm never just going for the peach milkshake. But I wanted to look at some more numbers. And Tommy, this is something that you've mentioned a few times of what you said you felt like Trevor's strength when it came between the numbers. You felt like that was one of his strengths. Mm-hmm. And I felt like in 2022, it definitely was. That's where a lot of the magic happened that year and a lot of successful things. The last year and a half, there's been some struggles there and there's been some critique. So someone posted, Brett Coleman, he has a bootleg podcast, so they break down film. They go through the entire league right now. I don't know if they've gotten to the AFC South yet, but if they have, it's definitely worth a listen because they go through and they'll break down everything that happened last year, what went wrong, what went right, and then they'll kind of mesh it into expectations this year and what's been added. And so I'm sure there's a lot of Liam Cohen talking that because I know they did already break down the Bucs film. So that's something you may want to go and look at. But Brett Coleman posted this chart, and it was every team's passer rating when targeting the danger zone, which the danger zone in this is between the numbers between 10 and 20 yards. And so his post was just to highlight how absolutely insane Lamar Jackson is in that. He was number 1 in the league with 151.5 passer rating when he was targeting that danger zone number.
10 to 12, 20
10
yards.
to 20, in between the numbers,
Okay.
yes. The number 2 quarterback is Joe Burrow with, obviously, the Bengals there. He had 131. So just that, though, there's a 20-point difference in that passer rating between Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow at number 2. Behind that, it had Russell Wilson last year, actually, was 129.2 there. Philly's Jalen Hurts was behind that at 123.3. Jaden Daniels was behind that at 121.5. Kyler Murray behind that. C.J. Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Geno Smith, Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, and Baker Mayfield were the top 14 in the league at that specific stat. The average sat right there, so that he put this average number at 99.08. So those guys were above average. The rest of this list are below average. So it had a Sam Darnold in this list. Tennessee, whoever was playing quarterback during that time at Tennessee, it is a combo for them that they have. Dak Prescott behind that. Jared Goff behind that. Notice I'm keep going farther down this list. And so if you keep going, they have Trevor Lawrence was 24th in the NFL last year when it came to that mid 10 to 20 and in between the numbers. So I do think it's something that we've seen that he can be successful at. We've got to get those things back. And those are some of the things, Tommy, we and Lauren, we've talked about this a lot when it came to, we felt like maybe there were certain moments last year where he was scared. It seemed like he was kind of leaving the pocket earlier than he normally would in previous years. He was running away from kind of phantom pressures at time. I'm sure that all calculated into some of these things. But I do think that is one of, when we talk about the third downs and the red zones and all of these things, this is another thing that we want to see Trevor get back to what we saw in 2022, because I think this opens up so many opportunities. And I do think the weapons that they've added and have now do obviously help with this particular number.
Yeah,
too.
That's great information. I'd like to see it like outside the numbers too, like included, because I feel like, I don't know, it depends, 5 to 15 to 20, over the middle, I think he's great. I really do. I think he zips it in there really good. But then there's throws, on the outside that could be 15, just kind of sails them, or they go inside, or, just not in the right placement, and that, I think what happened with Trevor too. Now, granted, look, in his defense, he was getting killed. He was getting hit a lot. But I think his mechanics got bad. I think he got into bad habits. He was throwing flat-footed a lot. He wasn't, flipping his hips to where he had his left foot forward and driving that ball through. He was doing this sidearm thing that he was, throwing when he had pressure. When he did escape, it was always to the left. I mean, he just developed these habits, and they happen. I mean, these habits happen, but you can't let them happen. That's the thing. You can't let these bad habits get into it. Because old linebacker coach used to tell me, we're creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And you get into these habits because they're easier. Well, I got pressure, I'm going to escape. I got pressure, I'm going to escape. You know what? Maybe they tackle me, maybe they don't, but at least they're not going to hit me in the face, and I'm not going to, feel that, right? So you got to get out of that bad habit. But it does start with protection. You got to trust your O-line, and he lost that trust. There's no doubt about that. Last year, anyway.
Yeah, I also think that when Christian Kirk got hurt, that kind of disrupted everything. And we've talked about if you don't have depth at key positions. And Parker Washington, I'm not saying he's not a good football player, but they just didn't have the same chemistry, that Trevor and Kirk did. And and Evan Ingram got hurt as well. And so those guys that were so key for Trevor across the middle of the field in that area that you're talking about, Taylor, were Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk in 2022.
Yeah.
And so that part of it fell off a little bit. But I totally agree with Tom. The mechanics last year certainly regressed. And I understand why, because in 2023, he was a battered man. He had 5 different injuries that he was trying to play through. Yep. And so it's hard to mentally, I think, get past all that. But at some point in time, the play calling has to design the plays for Trevor to get the ball out quickly. Yeah. And that will alleviate some offensive line stuff. It will also alleviate some issues from Trevor, too, holding the ball too long and then him trying to play hero ball at other times, and that's when he takes off and sometimes the ball gets stripped.
Yeah. I will say he only played 1 game without Evan and 2 without Christian Kirk. So those numbers are his numbers pretty much. He had them almost the majority of the time. So that couple games without Kirk, I'm sure, affected, and how drastically, I don't know. We'd have to go into those numbers. But I do think that we've seen it, and I think that to the point of when everything was going right in 2022, it was going right. When there wasn't injuries and when we kind of joked about it where the ball was physically bouncing their ways at time, and it helped him out. Now you want to kind of take some of that luck, but then also you want these guys to develop and continue to see some of those things that you saw shine from Trevor, especially in the postseason. And so that's just some of them. And I know we can go opposite, because even when you look at this, like the bottom, it was Anthony Richardson was the worst in the league last year at that. I'm not sure anybody would be surprised. Jordan Love was the second worst in the league with that, and they won a lot of football games, and their offense was pretty dang efficient. So,
and Russell Wilson was high, but he didn't really have that great of a year.
Yeah.
Oh, he had an okay year, but their team wasn't very good. I mean, they just, obviously didn't do enough. I read where Phillip Rivers officially retired. 15 years, never missed a game after he took over for Breeze. Never missed a game.
Yeah,
like,
I was
that's
confused
incredible.
by the headline. I was like, officially retires as a Charger. And I was like, well, where else would he have retired? Of course, with the Chargers. But also, he hasn't played a game.
That's why I was like,
long.
Yeah, it's been
so
3 or
it
4
was
years.
just more of the official retirement.
with that team.
He just didn't want anyone, I guess, to associate him with the Colts, even though he did spend a period of time
Which
there.
I get
No,
that.
right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, to your point, though, the larger point, Taylor, is Trevor Lawrence has to be good at every aspect of the field, like on the field.
Yeah.
Like, there can't be this is his weak area, because defenses figure that out.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah, and you're right. He, I guess, only had a few games with those guys out. Maybe Gabe Davis, but did we really think Gabe Davis is hamstringing the Trevor?
Right.
No, but yeah, it's
Boing, off his face.
He knows.
Boing.
Trevor himself knows. He's talked about it recently on that Pardon My Take podcast. Like, year 5 is a massive year for him. And it all starts tomorrow. I think that's kind of the fun part for us as media, is we can stop talking about 2024.
We can finally flip that page.
Finally
or
flip that
put
script.
that book away and start a new book, maybe.
Yes, please.
Well,
a new novel.
Like I said earlier, maybe last week, like 2022, I think they're going to have an advantage. Like, people are not going to know what to expect exactly. They're going to get the ball quick. It's going to be a lot of first read throws, and they're going to rely on that running game. So I would expect them to be okay this year. I really would. But
That's Liam Cohen's objective.
But you got to get him in a rhythm. I say that, but my Friday pregame, show, I'll be like, get him in a rhythm. Get him in a rhythm. Tell him to run when there's nothing there. Tell him to take off. Like, this kid's got talent in that regard. And I'm telling you, as a defender, when you got everything covered, that quarterback takes off. Now, granted, he can't, hey, look at me, hit me in the face, sliding with that tall upper torso. He's got to get down, but can't get hurt, obviously. But, man, that's part of his game. And when he gets into that game, that kind of game, he is really good. I'll go back now, granted, it's a couple years, but New Orleans on Thursday night, that was one of his best
we weren't sure he was
games
going
as
to
a
play.
Jag. Right, he had the knee.
Yeah.
But then he ran like crazy, and you're like, this is the kind of quarterback. It's like Josh Allen. Josh Allen's great with his arm, but, man, he's deadly with his legs.
Once you open both of those.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
I think we need a little bit of that.
I would love for the first third down of the game, Trevor takes off for 5 yards and gets the first down.
That's it.
But at the same time, the getting him in a rhythm part, that's on the play caller. And feel free to
you got to
design
hit
some runs
throws.
for him. But
you got to make throws.
Sure.
Yeah.
We shall see. Hopefully Liam Cohen fixes that. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 3 will get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
Love it. On the other side, I'll give you today's Terminix Pest of the Day. I also want to get to college football and the playoff update. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The fire which burns inside them. It's essential to understand that battles are won primarily in the hearts of men. And once you have won their hearts, they'll follow you anywhere.
1010XL.
Your grandfather was stronger at 50 than you are at 40. Want to know why? His testosterone was 30% higher than yours. That's not genetics. That's modern life killing your hormones. Stress, chemicals, sitting, it's all crushing your T levels. Male Excel reverses it. Prescription testosterone, thyroid optimization, personalized to you. Over 100,000 men are already winning again. Your turn. Try MaleExcel.com. Free assessment, because you deserve it. Your family deserves it.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
I'm Max Fink, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gator!
Hey, Jacksonville, need a fence and ready to save? At Superior Fence and Rail, you'll lock in 5% off your fence project when you sign by the end of July. A limited time offer for savings and peace of mind this summer. Now accepting appointments for a free estimate. So act fast and get 5% off your entire fence project when you finalize by July 31st. Cannot be combined with other offers. New contracts only.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y, summer camps every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm Mac with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you as this Tuesday is flying by. Got to hear a lot of XL Primetime earlier up at ACC Kickoff. Joe is. Leon back here in studio. They had some great interviews with Mario Cristobal, Carson Beck, Frank Reich, now the head coach at Stanford, if you can believe it. It's paired back with Andrew Luck. So make sure you check out those on demand or on our social channels because, like I said, doing a great job from up there in Charlotte. Time now for the Terminix Pest of the Day, as always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. They came to our house yesterday, took care of any pest issues that we had, make sure that we do not have any mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes this time of year, and we love to sit outside as Brian grills, so make sure you visit Terminix online, Terminix. That's Terminix.com for all of your pest issues, and they take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, all of your favorite event venues around town. They do such a fantastic job. By the way, the guy, Titus, that does our pest service, he's good friends with Dylan Denmark. So he was like, tell Dylan I said hi. Baldwin High grad. So such a small world out there.
Oh, no doubt.
All right, so the pest of the day today, if you were watching the Rays game last night, they were playing the White Sox in St. Pete at Steinbrenner Field. So again, Rays, White Sox. And a Yankees fan ended up getting ejected from the game. Why is a Yankees fan there? I have no idea. But he said something very rude to Yandy Diaz, a Rays player, and Yandy stopped when he was at the plate and turned around and pointed, and then the ump heard it as well. We do not know what the guy said to Yandy. He did not want to talk about it other than saying, don't talk bad about my family. My family is sacred.
Mm-hmm.
My issue, heckling is one thing, whatever. Yeah. We are always going to have hecklers. But to say something that gets you ejected means you've obviously gone above and beyond. And the thing is, the guy had a kid with him.
Oh, no.
So when you see him getting escorted out, yeah, the kid's trailing behind him, and he's waving his Yankees hat to everybody. I'm like,
the guy was?
Yes, the guy that got ejected was waving his hat to everyone. It's like, how about you go to a Yankees game if you would like to watch your team and cheer for your team, and don't come to a different stadium and then say something so foul that you have to be ejected. And that's such poor behavior for the kid to witness too.
Just awful.
Yeah. I don't mind. I will go to baseball games that are not my team's games, so I don't mind that part of it. But I'm not like yelling. Yeah, I'm not getting ejected from the game for yelling things. And this isn't the first time this has happened this year in Major League Baseball, where you're yelling something at someone about their family.
Right.
And there's lines. There's lines you got to just be a little more careful about.
Yeah, just
I
don't
think you
cross
should
them.
let the player go up there and handle it.
Yeah.
Well,
if he wants to.
He did handle it at the plate
Let
a
the
little bit
benches
later.
clear, just going after the guy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, right. What you say? Coming after you, buddy.
Yeah, he did at least hit a home
get your
run.
kid some food. You'll be fine. We're going to take care of your butt.
You won't see
right
any of
now.
this.
Yeah. He did hit a home run, but the Rays still lost 8-3 to the White Sox, so that's neither here nor there. Speaking of the Yankees, by the way, the Blue Jays beat the Yankees last night 4-1. My friends Greg and Sarah were at the game. I get a picture of a ballpark and no information, just a picture of the ballpark. And I wasn't sure exactly where they were going on their summer tour. And I zoomed in and I was like, they're in Toronto.
That's so cool.
I bet it's just gorgeous weather.
That's one place I really, really want to go is Toronto.
Yeah, I hear it's an awesome city. I've never been up there. Remember the guy from Seattle trying to get into the stands and the Jaguar fans like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Let's fight.
Like, you want to come up here and fight,
That
big
was
boy?
hilarious.
We're more than happy to fight
That was
you.
a very Duval moment.
That
I
was
loved
total
it.
Duval. Yeah, that was great.
We're not taking any crap around here. By the way, Taylor, your Cubs lost to the Royals.
Yeah, they lost big time last night.
12-4.
But Cags hit a home run. I texted you immediately. I was like, oh, cool. Cags hit a home run. But not tonight, because now the Brewers lead the NL Central. The Cubs have been in first like the entire year, and now the Brewers just snagged it. So that's not ideal, but still a lot of baseball left. And the Cubs are still playing well, not last night, but that was the starting pitching is a problem. I've been saying that for like 2 months. So hopefully before the trade deadline, they get someone else, because Ben Brown did not cut it last night. I also sent a picture to Lauren. Tommy, you've sat out on the bleachers at Wrigley.
Yeah.
So it has like the fence,
cage.
Yeah, there's like the cage in front. And so last night somebody went to try and get Cags hit the home run, and the guy was like leaning over, fell into the cage. And so, but the way now there's memes everywhere,
I saw,
because the way he fell, his legs looked like a C. So everyone's like, "Go Cubs, go!" His legs are the C.
I feel like the
That was
Coldplay concert goers that were cheating on their spouses, I feel like they're like, we need
Take this.
other memes to
No
become
kidding.
viral, please.
Please.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of baseball, we didn't get to this yesterday. We didn't really even talk baseball, but Ronald Acuna's throw on Friday night.
Oh, my
Did
gosh.
you see that, Tom?
Insane.
Yeah, that was incredible.
The moment I saw it, I watched it, replayed it like 5 different times.
Yeah.
I was like, Brian, you got to see this.
Okay,
It's incredible.
so that's 100 yards, at least.
300.
Well, feet.
300 feet.
But that's a
300,
football
yeah.
field.
Yeah.
You can throw a rope
Baseball.
that far. That's
And,
pretty.
and
it
like
wasn't a rope because he was flat-footed.
Well, a
But
rope is the
yes.
way it's thrown, not how he throws it. It's the way the
Right.
ball comes
But
out. But he
I didn't
roped it
think it
to the
was-
third baseman
Yeah,
on
it
a
was
fly.
right. Like the third baseman didn't have to move. The tag was there. It hit his glove, and
Didn't bounce it to him at all. Like
no,
that
it didn't
was
bounce
insane.
it. I just mean it wasn't
That's what I
like
meant by
a
that.
line drive kind of thing. But Brian immediately was like, why didn't the Yankees player slide? Like, why wasn't the third base coach?
probably thought he
base
could
coach telling
never
him to
get
down?
him.
get down. Yeah, he probably was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way this is getting here in time," and straight into. I mean, he didn't have to move. When you don't have to move your glove, and they're throwing from right field that way, that is
insane.
Yeah,
Right off the wall, turn around,
Yeah.
didn't even barely look, and just whipped it.
Yeah, I texted Frank because
insane.
we were talking about how it reminded us of Roberto Clemente, and he was like, exactly, because he didn't have to crow hop or anything. He just
let it go.
Just has that natural arm strength, and
Yeah.
that's insane. It goes to show you he's not just talented at the plate and his defense.
He's great out there.
Defense is super good. All right, one segment to go. I also wanted to mention before I forget, Constellation Furyk and Friends presented by Circle K. Normally at Timuquana, and this year it will also be at Timuquana, but moving forward, it will be at the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa beginning in 2026.
Oh, nice.
wow. So,
Okay.
yeah, so one more year of Timuquana, and then our good friends, the Furyks, moving that to Hammock Beach, and I'm excited
Palm
for
Coast,
them.
right? Yeah, that's
Mhm.
beautiful down there.
Oh, it's
yeah,
absolutely
sure.
gorgeous.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, we'll get it to college football on the other side. It is 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
Your radio highlight reel.
Caught for the touchdown.
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here of Helmets and Heels. It's the little things like a peach milkshake on a warm day that makes summer sweet. And now you can head to your local Chick-fil-A and enjoy a favorite summer treat again. Hand spun the old-fashioned way, their refreshing milkshake features Chick-fil-A ice cream and peaches. It's the perfect cold treat to enjoy outside on a warm day or with friends and family after dinner. And it's here for just a limited time, so swing by your local Chick-fil-A and treat yourself today.
Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning.
Scheduling was easy, and the tech showed up right on time.
From plumbing and septic to air conditioning, we do it all. Call 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 22nd, 2020, the Orlando Magic take on the LA Clippers in the first 4 scrimmage games at the Walt Disney World campus as part of the NBA season restart.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie, and I've got to tell you, I've heard Hacker and Mike and Matt talk so much about Awaken 180, how easily they were able to lose weight, how it works, the personalized coaching, the food choices, the whole bit, and I was really impressed. So when my daughter Amber told me she was trying to lose a few pounds, I recommended it. She and I both connected with the folks at Awaken 180 to learn more. Well, she started and she absolutely loves it. She said the food choices are perfect for her. She loves her coach. She believes it truly will improve her overall health. Man, there's not much better than hearing your kid excited. I can assure you nobody means more to me than my daughter. And I wouldn't trust just any company to help her. But I trust the folks at Awaken 180. If you are ready to kickstart your transformation, you should give them a call at 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's helped our family. It truly has. It can help yours as well. Give Awaken 180 a call today.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has been a legend on-road. They've branched out to their off-road division as well. Give us the latest on what you can find on the asphalt.
They've got some great new products. They've got the Scrambler 400s you can get into for a little less than you might think. It's a great price point bike, but still a Triumph.
So affordability is also part of the equation.
It is, and it looks good, and it rides good.
CyclesofJacksonville.com, or check them out on their Facebook page. The showroom ready and waiting for you on Atlantic near Regency at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Before I get to college football, Taylor, I want to cool down with the fact that Saints Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, has called it a career after 12 years in the league. And it does come as a little bit of a surprise to the Saints, which this timing of it makes sense to me that it would be a surprise because most people you'd think would retire before training camp begins.
Yeah, I'm sure now we were talking about this a little bit off air, but they did draft somebody, so maybe there was some sort of indication that, hey, how much does he have left in the tank, and you got to start planning for the future. It's hard to replace Honey Badger. He's had three interceptions last year.
3 interceptions last year. Again, this team total had 9 takeaways.
Yeah.
Not 9 interceptions, 9 takeaways.
Yeah. They drafted a guy, Jonas Sanker, out of Virginia in the 3rd round. So definitely high enough up where they were saying, okay, maybe there's some value in this guy.
So an odd guy out here could be a New Orleans Saint. Maybe.
That would be possible.
You never know.
A lot of people think, Darnell Savage could be on the chopping block, just depending on what happens. So, yeah, potentially he could go to New Orleans.
I saw an article today. They had Wingard not making the team. I'm like,
wow. Okay,
I don't know if I see that. No, I think they need him.
I don't know the source of that article, but I feel like
I don't know. I should have got the
if it was national, it wouldn't surprise me because that means they haven't been out to OTAs and mandatory minicamp. And I feel like if you have, then you would definitely have Andrew Wingard on your 53-man roster, at least as of now.
I think so. I think you need him. I'd keep him for now, and then maybe keep him forever. It just depends.
Keep him forever.
Well, I mean, forever as long as he
forever
can play.
Is a season.
Yeah. Listen, one thing about Wingard, and I think is very impressive, he's lasted through 3 coaching changes. And normally that doesn't happen. So there's something to that guy that people like, that the teams like, because most of the time, new regimes come in. They don't want holdovers.
Yeah.
They want their own guys.
He's vocal. He's good at special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows where to be on the field. He's got good football IQ.
I think for him, like people just think he's not big enough, fast enough, strong enough, but
of course
he plays okay when he plays safety. He's not like I haven't seen him get burned. The only real critique I gave him, I don't know if he ever heard it, but he would close his eyes on big hits and he'd miss. Like he missed now granted it was Derrick Henry, but you can see like
yeah.
You can see the replay, close his eyes, ducked his head, and Derek's just like moved out of the way, like he whiffed on him.
Even if his eyes are open, he's probably not making that tackle because most people can't make that tackle.
By the way, did you see that little tidbit on the pivot with Fred and Ryan Clark and the linebacker? I forget his name, but he's great. They had Derrick Henry on, and Ryan Clark, the former Pittsburgh Steelers safety, he's like, 1-on-1 in the hole, bro. You're going down. And Derrick Henry's like, what?
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about? And Fred and the other guys are like, whoa, you're a good player, but are you kidding me? You're like, him? That defensive end playing running back? You're going to take him on in the hole?
Even when he was playing, I don't think he could do it, especially
He was a
now.
big hitter, though, for a small guy.
Was.
Ryan Clark was a big hitter for he's not a small guy, but he's not an overly big guy. But, yeah, he wasn't afraid to lay the wood.
No, but again, it's Derrick.
It's Derrick Henry. I know. I wouldn't want to hit him.
For sure. All right, I want to get into college football. So I want to give people an idea or an update, I should say, on the college football playoff and what's going on as far as the conferences and the disagreements. So most people think that the SEC and the Big Ten are in lockstep with one another. When it comes to the college football playoff, that is not the case. The SEC wants something. The Big Ten wants something else. And the ACC and the Big 12 actually tend to agree more with the SEC.
Okay.
So you'll hear a lot of these numbers thrown out as far as within the 12 team or within the 16 team, I should say, college football playoff. And I wanted to explain what those means. So the SEC wants, let me start with the Big Ten. The Big Ten wants this model. 4 + 4 + 2 + 2 + 1 + 3. And I'm not teaching math. That's legit the model that they want. So what that means, 4 automatic bids to the Big Ten, 4 automatic bids to the SEC, 2 to the ACC and the Big 12, 1 to the next best conference champion, leaving 3 at-large bids. Okay? So you don't have to remember that.
That's what the Big Ten wants.
That's what the Big Ten wants. 4 + 4 + 2 + 2 + 1 + 3.
Yep.
The SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey said last week, we're going to have 5 + 7, 5 + 9, or 5 + 11. The 5 are the automatic bids, and all the other numbers, 7, 9, or 11, would be the at-large bids.
Mm-hmm.
So he did not mention, Greg Sankey last week at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, he did not even mention the Big Ten's proposal.
Their model, yeah.
Did not even, he omitted that. So then your question is, why does the SEC and the Big Ten not agree on the college football playoff expansion? If we're leaving 12 teams and going to 16 teams, what don't they agree on? And so basically, Greg Sankey believes that the SEC will get more teams in through the model of, again, 5 + 7, that's the 12 team, 5 + 9, that would be the 14 team, or 5 + 11, that's the 16 team.
Right.
He believes with more of the at-large bids, the SEC can get more teams in. He does not want the 4 automatic bids for the SEC and then only of the 3 at-large bids. He thinks that'll leave more of his teams out because he believes his conference is the best conference in all of college football. So that's the disagreement between Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, and Greg Sankey.
Yeah. To me, it feels like in that Sankey's confident that the SEC is going to get a lot of teams in there. And I do think that in the Big Ten, in their head, they're saying you have these teams at the top. You have 3 teams that are really, really good in the Big Ten every year. And then there is a pretty drastic drop-off most years between that next group. But if you're guaranteed 4 teams, then your conference, no matter what, is getting money for the college football playoff out of at least 4 teams. If you only have Ohio State and Michigan in it, then you're only getting 2. SEC and Greg Sankey are more confident that they'd be able to, they're better. There's what they're saying is they're better, and they're not worried about having to guarantee those 4 spots because they believe that they can have 5, 6 anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, look, both conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten, they've grown their conferences, right? And they've gone and got, now, I don't know who directs them to do it, like USC going to the Big Ten, Oregon going to the Big Ten, Texas coming to the SEC, right? So what's ACC done? Well, they've grabbed Stanford, I guess, and who else have they grabbed?
Cal.
Yeah.
And
no disrespect to those teams, but
Everybody out there.
They may not make the playoff. They may,
SMU is another
Stanford's
one.
okay from time to time,
SMU.
I guess. But I don't know about 4 for the both teams. I like what Sankey's saying, and I understand why he's saying it because I just don't like guarantees like that. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't
like
either.
earn your way in there, man. Like, and I know it's hard because a lot of teams they got one loss, and then how do you measure that with strength of schedule and when they lost and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. I know it can get a little roadblocky, but I don't know. I don't like automatic kind of bids like that. You got to
Unless
earn
you
that
win your
thing.
conference.
You win your conference. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm
that's
sorry,
where
but that's fine.
that's where Greg Sankey says the 5.
The 5,
and then however
right.
many
I
other
like
teams.
that better.
And so of course then the next question is, well, what if these two conferences don't agree? And like, no offense, ACC and Big 12, but you're not as powerful right now as these two conferences. So what if they don't agree? Then we stay at 12 teams and we don't expand the college football playoff, and the model that we've used can be revised, but we stick with 12 teams.
Who's in the Big 12?
The Big 12 would be like the Texas Tech.
Okay, Texas Tech. Yeah,
and Iowa State and Kansas State and all those teams.
All right, they need to go to another. They just got to get out of the way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, and BC may not make the cut either. I'm not saying they would, but and I hope they would. But who knows? I don't know. I told you this off air. Bob Goen. I used to interview Bob Goen. He used to be the athletic director of Florida State and Cincinnati. He told me back like 15 years ago. He's like, "There's going to be a super conference one day. You watch. All these teams are going to come together, form their own conference. It's going to be the best of college football, and they're going to trim the rest out. And that could be 64 teams, whatever many teams it could be, whatever it's going to be." He thought that way back when, like 2011. I was like, really? That's kind of fast forward thinking, but it looks like it's going that way, or could potentially go that way.
Some people think, well, the SEC can just peel off and have crown its own champion, or the SEC and the Big Ten can form that super conference and leave everybody else out. I would like to think that we're not there yet. I would like to think that teams like Arizona State, who made the playoff last year,
fair.
That they still deserve to be at the highest level of college football, and we're not leaving out tons and tons of teams. Can those teams win the national championship? We already talked about that last week with the blue chip ratio. Go down that blue chip ratio. If you're above 50%, your team can win the college football playoff.
Yeah, the interesting, one of the best parts of last year in college football for me was in every single conference championship game, one of the teams was one of the new teams added to that conference, because Oregon made it. They were recently added. SMU made it. They were recently added. Texas made it. They were recently added. And then I'm trying to remember the Big 12. I can't remember that championship game. But whoever it was one of their newest ones too. So to me, there's value in, okay, it was automatic. This thing is like, oh, the SEC and the Big 10 and ACC, and this is who the teams are that are going to compete. And every single conference championship game was a newly entered team into that conference.
The Big 12 wasn't, because it was Arizona State, Iowa State.
But they were new. Arizona State.
Arizona State's in the Big 12?
Yeah, they had just got added.
Okay, because maybe the Pac-12.
They got added,
things.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, what's great about the college football playoff is teams that couldn't make the 4-team playoff, and we had a lot of the same teams in a year in and year out, now got to make the 12-teamer, and I think everyone was intrigued. Like, the only team that we all make fun of, I would say, unless you're a Hoosiers fan, would be Indiana. It's the one team that, they didn't have a great strength of schedule. The one big game they played in, they lost. They went 11-1 because, they won a lot. But Taylor referenced this recently, Tom. The metric that I would like to do is the same as for men's college basketball. Okay. You create a format, I should say, with the metric of quad 1 games. So you have quad 1 wins and quad 1 losses, and then quad 2, quad 3, quad 4, however deep you want to go. But let's say you beat Ohio State or you lose to Ohio State. Either way, that's a quad 1 game.
Okay.
How do you determine that it's a quad 1 game? You look at the blue chip ratio, and you also look at their success over the last few years. Yep. You can look at their head coach, factor all that in. But you have the quad 1, quad 2. And so literally at the end of the year, you can compare South Carolina to Indiana based off of how many quad 1 wins they have, and then how many quad 1 losses. And Indiana wouldn't have had very many quad 1 wins, if any at all.
It's kind of, it's really interesting. I mean, I'm thinking while you're talking, like, all right, so Big Ten and SEC are the two best right now, you'd have to say. ACC is there. Can they? Can you have more than 3? I mean, do you need more than 3? Like, what if they just keep adding over years? Like, maybe pry Arizona State away from the Big. You know what I mean? Or do you need the Big 12? Do you need 4 different conferences? I guess is what I'm getting at to create this thing. Or could you make it smaller and make it 3 with more teams? You know what I mean? To where it's really the highest quality of teams in every conference.
You'd have to pull football away from the rest of your sports, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of doing that anyway, aren't they?
Not really. Like the reason
Like
we have
Stanford and
conferences are because you have to. Your Olympic sports and especially your non-revenue sports. You want them to have a somewhat of a region.
Yeah.
They the college football realignment
Messed
the
that up
conference
a lot,
realignment
yeah.
has changed a lot of that. But for the most part, that's why they were designed. Was these conferences were regional, and so your gymnastics team was only staying in the Southeast,
Right.
Yeah.
and your basketball team and yada yada yada. But at some point in time, it could happen that college football pulls
It's a
away
football
from the
conferences,
and it's
and
not
then
even
the rest
in
of
the
the sports pull
NCAA
away.
whatsoever. Like it could be that college football is its own entity under the NFL, and it's just the feeder league.
I guess I'm a dumbass. I thought the teams like Stanford, and USC, like they football and basketball, but all the other sports they just stay in what they were doing before. I didn't know so Stanford's got to go all the way to.
Yes.
Oh, their baseball. There was a few schedules out
that's
there.
losing money.
I want to say it was Stanford or USC, maybe. One of their baseball schedules were insane this year with the amount they had to travel to the
funny.
Northeast, and it was it was insane.
Because again, I'll go back to Bob Golan, because Bob Golan would tell me the ins and outs of being an athletic director. It's like, I got the softball coach coming up saying I want to take my team to Hawaii for a week invitational. He's like, you guys didn't win anything last year. You don't bring any money. The answer's no. He would just be like, I can't do it. Like I can only do so much for these other sports that don't make any money. It's just interesting today. Like, no, we're gonna travel cross country to go play field hockey, and nobody's gonna be in the stands, but we're still gonna go and do that. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, as a player, I'd be like, I don't want to go all the way across country to go into some stadium nobody's going to be in to watch field hockey or something like that. Now, baseball's a little better, obviously. Basketball is like football to me. Like you can, it doesn't matter where you play right? I mean, that's a big revenue sport for most schools. Hockey in the Northeast probably makes plenty of money, and I think BC's hockey teams makes more than the football team. They could, but it's interesting how today they're doing all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Needless to say, I know several athletic directors. That's not a job that is envious.
Yeah.
Or has been envious over the last 5 years. With
the
all
scheduling,
of these changes with transfer portal, with NIL, with the now pay for play, with the conference realignment, because that even happens at the mid-major levels. The conferences get realigned, and so. Yeah, it's a hard job that
they've got to do
they're
something.
Smart people though.
With the portal, they just got to change the portal. You can't go more than once. I don't think. Other than the NIL, I don't have a problem with the NIL. Make money.
Yeah,
it's great. Go make as much money as you can. I'd have taken it legally or illegally. I would have cared. I'd have taken money if they wanted to pay me at BC. But no, I don't know about the other.
Yeah, let's hope that it gets fixed. And
You got to fix the portal.
Let's say hello to Hayes Carline.
Now, the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
Hayes, you've never entered the transfer portal, have you?
I have not. That was, when I was in college in the 90s, that would not have existed. Obviously, my 5.4 40 time didn't help either in terms of getting college looks. But yeah, it would have been a different world. But I will say this: I had friends with I was friends with some of the football players at Florida when I was there, and they had great lives. I mean, I'm sure they would have loved to have had the money as well, but it wasn't like it was a different, I don't know. There was like, I don't want to say there was an innocence to it, but it was, because there wasn't. But
that Take Black thing wasn't very innocent.
But it was like no one like cared, it was like just you played and you enjoyed it, and there wasn't this idea of, we're getting shafted that we're not making a ton of money. And it was at that point, it was pretty big business. I mean, the TV deals weren't what they have become, but it was certainly a cash cow. But anyway, yeah, I've never entered the portal.
We missed the $200 handshakes, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, now it's 200,000 a game.
Yeah,
but yeah, so it's a different world. It's pro sports, and they're going to continue to have all sorts of issues until they get a CBA done, and we'll see if that ever happens. But until it does, they're going to continue to lose in the court.
Were you sad to see Ozzy Osbourne passed away?
Ozzy Osbourne's interesting. So when I was a kid in the 80s, he was actually sort of terrifying, if you were growing up. Mm-hmm. So you kind of you'd go in the record store and you see like the album covers and it's
Black Sabbath.
Boy, this guy's like legitimately insane. Now I'm talking about when I was like a kid.
Yeah.
So I was never like a big Ozzy Osbourne fan growing up because he did a good job of presenting this no, I'm actually like
Insane.
the devil here on earth kind of thing. And then as he got older, and he started to take on sort of a softer side, and but obviously an unbelievably influential musician in terms of Black Sabbath. He's a 2-time inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, both with Sabbath and is a solo performer. I liked some of his stuff as I got a little older, but it's interesting because I don't know of any celebrity that's had such a peculiar career arc in terms of how he was perceived, because now it's like if you had told me in the 80s that the day he died he'd be celebrated and there'd be so much just general sense of sadness, I would have been surprised by that, because a lot of people, he was not commercially friendly in the 1980s at all.
Credit his wife, Sharon, man. She kept him all together. And I think people figured out that he was really philanthropic over his career, so it wasn't just for him.
They raised $190 million at the concert that they just had a couple weeks ago. So, we talk about going out on top with athletes. You don't often talk about that with musicians, but clearly Ozzy Osbourne did. Unbelievable final show. Raised a ton of money to help Parkinson's and also various children's causes in his in England. So unbelievable life, unbelievable legacy. We'll never see anybody like him again.
That's right.
Will you be able to sleep tonight with training camp tomorrow?
No, I haven't slept in like 2 weeks, so I doubt I'll sleep tomorrow. But yeah, I'm very excited, and we'll certainly talk about that coming up on the Frangie Show. We'll get into some Gators, Knowles, all that fun stuff as well. So it should be fun coming up.
All right. Love
Awesome.
it. Thanks,
Thank you.
Hayes. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dolfer or Tom McManus. For RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow after going to the first training camp practice, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show comes up next.